Hey there! There's perhaps nothing more certain than walking into a McDonald's and being told the ice cream machine doesn't work. Coincidentally, that's also where I'll be applying for a part-time job of putting fries in the bag in order to recover from the financial damage of trying to E6 Saber. But what exactly does Saber actually do? Let's take a closer look at her kit, her skills, playstyle, potential issues, and how she fits with certain characters and team comps. Overall, is she worth pulling? Saber is a relatively straightforward character with a hyper carry playstyle focused on spamming her. She is a textbook definition of just keep hitting the enemies. Let's break down her kits. Beginning with her basic attack, nothing fancy here, just a standard single target wind attack. Next is her talent. This is the core of her kit. Saber has a unique stacking mechanic called core resonance. Each stack she consumes generates 8 energy in return. At E0, she gains stack in 4 ways. Number 1, enters battle, plus 1 stack. Number 2, any ally uses their ult, plus 3 stacks and a 60% boost to Saber's damage. Number 3, uses enhanced basic attack, plus 2 stacks. And finally, number 4, uses her skill, potentially plus 3 stacks. Speaking of her skill, next up, her skill. Saber deals wind blast damage based on her attack. This skill behaves differently depending on if her current stack amount meets a certain condition. Remember from earlier that 1 stack equals 8 energy for Saber. Keep this in mind. Scenario A. If she does not have enough stacks to fully charge her ult gauge, she gains 3 stacks instead. Scenario B. If she does have enough stacks to fully charge her ult gauge, her damage on the skill increases. The more stacks, the more damage the skill will do in return. Saber will then consume all the stacks to fully charge her ult. TLDR, if core resonance stacks meet the condition, then her skill does more damage and the stacks will be consumed to fully recharge her ult. If not, then she gains 3 stacks instead. Next up, her ult. Her ult deals massive wind AoE damage. It also additionally deals 10 instances of damage to random enemies. Also, it grants her a one-time enhanced basic attack. Long story short, deals AoE damage, some bounce damage, and enhances her basic attack. On the subject of her enhanced basic attack, it grants her 2 stacks of resonance core and deals wind damage to all enemies. It additionally deals bonus damage if there are 2 or fewer enemies on the field. Long story short, get 2 stacks and deal damage to all enemies. Finally, let's talk about her 3 main traces. Trace number 1, Action Advance, Mana Burst. Using the enhanced basic attack gives Saber Mana Burst. If she later gains enough stacks to fill her ult gauge, Mana Burst is consumed to recover 1 SP and action advances Saber. It is very important to note that the Mana Burst effect can happen out of turn. What exactly do I mean by that? Imagine if your Saber has Mana Burst and she only needs 3 more Resonance Core stacks to satisfy the condition of filling up her ult gauge, but unfortunately, it is not her turn. Let's say one of her allies uses their ult. This will trigger Saber's talent, granting her the 3 stacks that she needed to satisfy the condition. Even though it's not her turn, since the condition is met, her trace activates, giving her SP and action advance. Oh, and also she gets 20% crit buff because why not? Long story short, use enhanced basic, gain mana burst, when condition is met, recover SP plus action advance. Next up, energy storage. Saber starts the battle with 60% of her ult gauge at the minimum, and she can store up to 120 excess energy. And finally, trace number 3, crit damage boost. She naturally just gains a lot of crit damage as the fight progresses. Moving on, what does all of this really mean for her playstyle? Saber literally only wants one thing, and it's it's energy. She only wants energy. I call this the head empty C button press button gameplay loop. The goal is to generate as many resonance core stacks as possible. because those stacks are essentially energy placeholders for Saber. Once she has enough stacks, she can cash them all in to fully charge her ult and giving her skill a nice damage boost as well. Her ult will give her access to the enhanced basic attack, which has mana burst that will eventually lead to SP recovery plus action demands. If all of that sounds confusing, then here is the core concept with no BS. Spam skill, gain stacks. Consume stacks, charge ult faster. Ult, unlock enhanced basic attack. Enhanced basic attack, mana burst. Mana burst, SP plus action demands. Rinse, repeat, victory. Do you see how this is just one giant loop? Of course, there is some finer detail in the decision-making process of her gameplay, but this loop is the essence of her playstyle. Moving on, are there any major issues or red flags? Short answer, no. Long answer, where's Rin? All jokes aside, her ult gauge is a chunky 360 energy, but her talents and the right team support can help manage this easily. She doesn't even have that much of a high SP demand simply because she has SP recovery in her kits as well. Moving on, let's talk about who Saber pairs well with. But first, I'm going to make a disclaimer. I am not opening a donut shop called Sunday Glazing. This is not a Sunday propaganda, but it is Sunday. Saber plus Sunday is like when Steph Curry teamed up with LeBron James in the Olympics. These two should be best buddies until Hoyo decides to make a Sunday 2.0 called Monday or whatever. Sunday has a 20% max energy recovery on his ult. When used on Saber, who has a massive 360 energy gauge, I think you can do the math in your head. Since Saber's skill can generate stacks and naturally recover energy, we would want her to spam her skill as often as possible. Sunday's skill offers action advance and possibly SP recovery as well. As per usual, here is all of Sunday's incredible stats and damage boosts as well, one of which being a 20% crit boost to whoever he uses his skill on. Combine that with the 32% from Saber's traces, you can see how that's a lot of crit rate. Now, if Sunday is busy with the 10 other hyper carries who need his services, then Bronya can serve as a very solid replacement. She doesn't work as well as Sunday because of several reasons. Lack of percent energy recovery, shorter buff durations, no Halo aesthetics, just to name a few. But Bronya still offers action advance, which will greatly benefit Saber. Robin is another solid pick to go alongside Sunday or Bronya. Her team-wide action advance creates more opportunities for Saber and Sunday, which usually means more energy in the long run. And as always, you can always consider the other high-valued Harmony characters like RMC, Tribby, and Tang Yun just to name a few. Moving on, let's talk about the sustain character. Huohuo is the main consideration since her ultimate also has a 20% max energy recovery while it's also being a team-wide effect. So using Huohuo can further help boost Sunday in getting his ult faster, which will directly lead to faster ult for Saber. If you don't have her, then the free-to-play GOAT Gallagher should be more than enough as a replacement. You can always try to run Saber teams without a sustain character, but the inherent risk of that is your entire team doing a Tang Yun cosplay after a few turns. My personal recommendation is the standard 2 supports, 1 sustain template. I highly recommend starting with the Chicken Wing siblings plus Huohuo, and you can swap out different characters to see what fits your own preferences. Moving on, the question of the day, is not Rin worth pulling? Yes, okay, bye. Okay. If I'm being honest and on my chest, Saber is just another hyper carry. However, if you love her aesthetic, is interested in her gameplay loop, and maybe want to relive the Unlimited Blade Works fantasies, then she's a blast. Unlimited Blade Works enjoyers, such as myself, will be pulling for her even if she does negative damage. The collaboration banner is, and I quote, will be available for a long time. So there isn't really much of a rush to grab her if you're still not too sure. Anyway, let me know in the comment below. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.